fugazi, it's a wazi, it's a woozy, it's a fairy dust.
Was all this legal? Absolutely not. We were making more money than we knew what to do with.
We don't work for you, man.
You have my money taped to your boobs. Technically, you do work for me.
What's wrong, Daddy?
But watching you bring home.
Oh my God.
FBI, any kind of booze you might want?
No, the Bureau forbids us from drinking.
Duh.
Welcome back to the Young Folks Oscar Buzz. This week, week 2, we're going to be talking about, first, The Wolf of Wall Street, directed by Martin Scorsese and starring our boy Leo.
Not my type, man.
Oh, alright, that's cool. Yeah, the entirety of the internet's in love with him because he hasn't gotten an Oscar yet.
He's like, what, 39? He'll live. Hero will never got an Oscar.
I mean, he's had a career of a lifetime, and he's gotten several Golden Globes. I mean, he's not complaining.
Rich.
He's rich. Not quite as rich as the character that he plays in this movie, but he's definitely rich enough.
As the girl who has like $20 in her account right now, yeah, he is.
Yeah. Which I guess money would be an interesting thing to start talking about because I found out that Jonah Hill wanted to have his part in this movie so desperately that he took a paycheck of, what is it, $60,000? $60,000, which is like, sounds like a great freaking paycheck to us.
As a journalism major?
As an English major?
$60,000 sounds fine.
But that's, chump change for an actor, that's for sure. At least in a Martin Scorsese movie.
In a Martin Scorsese movie, sure.
In a Martin Scorsese movie, definitely. So I guess we'll kind of start off with, I just, figured I'd mention that at first. So we'll talk about, I guess the things to talk about are the things that this movie is nominated for. So its nominations are for Best Picture, Best Director by our boy Marty. Can I call him Marty? Okay. Actor in a leading role, Leo, and Jonah Hill in actor in a supporting role, as well as in writing an adapted screenplay. The screenplay was adapted by a guy named Terrence Winter, who has written episodes of Boardwalk Empire and The Sopranos, as you can kind of tell.
That makes sense.
And then I guess back in the 90s he did Xena the Warrior Princess. I just found that out. Yeah! Alright, I loved that show.
For some reason I thought I got more noms, but that actually sounds about right.
It's 5, yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. The writing I wouldn't necessarily have cared for either way because I've heard it was a lot of improv. So to me, a movie dominated by improvisation, where does the script really fit in?
Yeah, if you've seen the trailer or the movie, you'll see a lot of the movie takes place just in this office with hundreds of people just calling doing stocks, and it's just kind of insane. I can only imagine that there's just a lot of improv going on, especially if Leo's playing just a psycho on a stage, getting a lot of people to go crazy and make cheat people out of money. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just the only nom that I kind of really questioned. I kind of questioned Scorsese's also.
Yeah.
Because I just don't think it's his best.
It's not.
There's nothing about
people love Martin Scorsese, and it's absolutely not his best.
And the Oscars feel like they have to make up for all the lost time. So every movie he's done in the recent years, he's been getting nominated for.
Well, they always do that. They did that with Colin Firth.
They did that just for one performance, though. They only did that because he was great in The Single Man, and then the next year they made it up.
I feel like that Leo's... the thing is, Leo's nomination this year, I feel kind of makes up for the previous times that he's not been nominated for a role or didn't win The Aviator.
Did you really think he deserved it for his last couple?
I don't know about his last couple, but he totally got snubbed for something like The Aviator. But the thing is that this whole movie is a vehicle for a Leo performance. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much what I saw it as. Everyone that kind of participated in it were good, but he was the part that really shined through. And I think that just kind of as a tag team with Leonardo and Martin Scorsese, what they did was they basically just built a character arc. And the reason that the movie is 3 hours is that it sees this character's transformation from a normal guy to his height and then his fall,
My thing is that I feel like the character arc was really quick in the first hour.
Yeah.
And then for the rest of the remaining 2 hours,
I was checking my watch.
It was just him being the same character. His fall is literally 5 minutes. That's overestimating. His fall is like 2 minutes. That's it. And then all of a sudden he's fine again. It just, I don't know. I think, it was long. And I don't mind long movies as long as they earn
but
their time.
It felt as long as it actually was. That was the problem.
I think this movie rushed to get out in time for Oscar season, and they would have greatly benefited from a larger editing, post-production.
I agree.
Time. Like, to me, my comparison is that Blue is the Warmest Color, another movie this year. Amazing. One of my favorites.
That's the one with Cate Blanchett?
No, that's Blue Jasmine. Blue is the Warmest Color is the French film that got, like, snubbed and had all the controversy. But it was also 3 hours long. But I didn't feel any minute of it because of the lead actress's performance and the story. And I just think that's good. I think it's the exact same running time. But the difference is I was completely immersed in it for Blue is the Warmest Color. And for Wolf of Wall Street, I just thought it was going to end like 3 different times.
It's another one of those things. Like the ending of Return of the King. Those Lord of the Rings movies are so long. Return of the King itself, longer than 3 hours. It doesn't feel like it because it's paced so perfectly because so much is crammed into a single minute. But it does feel like it's going to end about like 13 times in the last 15 minutes. And this movie is like that dispersed between like 20-minute stints.
Yeah, exactly. You know? So, I don't know. I didn't really love this movie. I think I'm at odds with a lot of film critics about this, but I just did not. And not because of the reasons that, like, I don't think it's sexist. I don't think, or misogynistic. A lot of people thought that just because of the naked women. I don't think so. I think I like that it portrays such like an awful person as an awful person. I like all that stuff. I don't think it was amazing. I thought Leonardo DiCaprio was amazing.
Yeah,
I thought Margot Robbie was great. I thought Kyle Chandler, Jonah Hill. I thought they were all great. But I don't know. Out of all the movies I saw this year, it wasn't in my top 10. So. Yeah,
I mean, I enjoyed the hell out of it, but I certainly wouldn't have expected. If it didn't come out on Christmas Day and it came out in the summertime, I wouldn't have expected it to get nominated for anything in the Oscars. And what really bugs me, and I know it's a really silly thing, and this is Oscar politics, we were talking about Jonah Hill, and now he's nominated for Best Supporting Role. It's his second time nominated, and he won the first time in his role for Moneyball. Jonah Hill, he didn't?
No.
What?
He didn't win.
I'll cut that out. But still, he's been nominated for an Oscar more than Gary Oldman, who was only nominated for Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's an odd comparison just because there are so many actors you can do like that. I don't care that Jonah Hill is getting nominated. I like it when comedic actors get recognized for their work. I wish comedic actors could get recognized for their roles in comedic works. But it's never going to happen. So I don't mind that Jonah Hill... I mean, his personality grates me in some interviews, but other than that, if he puts in a good performance, he puts in a good performance.
And his performance was hysterical in this movie, that's for sure.
There are always going to be amazing actors that are overlooked, like Gary Oldman, like Peter O'Toole. They are just... it's kind of the way it goes. And yeah, it's Hollywood politics too, but I just think it's a weird way to compare people to pick one actor who got like a nomination that he deserved to an actor that didn't get a nomination for all the performances he did deserve it for. It's just, Hollywood sucks sometimes. It's just kind of, you have to roll with it for the most of it. But it does prove that award season is weird.
It's really, really weird. And this movie was weird. Were you turned off by the naked marching band? I was looking at it and I'm like, have I just not seen enough Scorsese movies? This is weird.
No, there was a naked marching band?
Yeah.
I thought they had clothes on. I watched too much Game of Thrones.
Oh, that's why. I haven't caught up with Game of Thrones.
Nudity kind of just I'm like, oh, more boobs.
Well, Wolf of Wall Street, there's maybe about as much cocaine through it as there was on Scarface's desk at the end of Scarface, but certainly not through the whole movie. And then Leo DiCaprio is awesome. And then there was that one scene kind of like halfway through with the lemons. Not going to spoil it, but that was like the best part. And that was like the hardest. I probably laughed at any movie nominated.
Yeah, that's the best part of the film. So
Definitely.
Watch it for that. Or just scroll to it at some point if you're watching it.
Yeah,